Welcome to Cruise Nerds.
Cruise Nerds!
I'm your host, Paul.
And I'm your host, Sarah.
And we come to you every once in a while with an amazing show.
No regular schedule.
No regular
Don't get attached.
Schedule right now. Yeah. I got COVID on my last trip, which is why the show got delayed this time. So
It's true. It's all Paul's fault.
Yeah. And I'm already going to have a sip of water to clear my throat. So keep talking.
So Paul got his COVID on the way back from his latest cruise. And we're going to hear all about it today. It's going to be some fun.
And just for the record, I'm pretty sure that none of us got COVID on the cruise because we went on a cruise and it was great. Everybody was healthy and happy and we had a blast. Actually, probably I would say the best cruise ever.
Oh my goodness. That is a lofty claim.
And I'll tell you why. But yeah, but then we went to Disney World afterwards for 5 nights, and 5 nights, and it was the worst Disney trip ever. And I'm sort of down on Disney now, but we'll leave that for another episode.
Yes, we will. Today we're just hearing about the cruise.
Yeah, I'm tentatively titling that episode 10 Reasons Why Disney World Sucks and you should just go on a cruise. So I
will not agree to this until
I have to prove it. I have to prove myself. Oh,
so
anyway, it's okay. Wait till you hear it all. It'll be like,
all that aside.
Yes.
You went on a wonderful Caribbean cruise?
It was a Royal Caribbean cruise. Oh, and we stopped in Perfect Day at Coco Cay, and I got a shirt.
And they sold long sleeve shirts in this.
Yeah, this is one of those like sun blocking, you can wear it in water shirt, and it's of course it's so warm there. You get out, you rinse out your shirt, you put it back on, and you just walk away. It's all good.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it sunny in your basement right now?
No, but we're recording the podcast. I wanted to wear my new shirt.
Traditionally is on the radio.
Are you mocking me for wearing my new shirt? This was a $40 shirt. But worth every penny. I very much love this shirt. I'm wearing a little low.
I'd just like to say that it seems like it's very different temperatures in the two of our houses right now. Oh. I've been in your office space where you record and it is nice and cool and downstairs. Oh. Whereas I am in the room that gets the most sun all day, and the window only opens if you stand on top of the dresser or the desk that I'm using and use your full body weight to.
Oh.
So
it's uncomfortable.
I'm warm.
It's uncomfortably warm right now? Or?
It is uncomfortably warm.
All right, well.
Which is a theme for today.
Let's hurry up and get through the podcast. There was actually a lot of uncomfortable warmness in Florida. Florida in August is a terrible idea. And everybody tells you this. And did Paul listen? No, Paul didn't.
Terrible idea.
Yeah. But thankfully we weren't in Florida very long. We got down, we hopped on the plane and we headed down to Florida, and we were only in Port Canaveral one night and then woke up and got on the cruise the next day. So that was but I'll tell you about the traffic, the chaos getting there. So in my own brilliance, which is not retroactively brilliant at all, I thought it would be really clever to get on a red-eye flight. Right. So we left at night, Victoria, BC, stopped in Calgary, got on the next flight to Toronto, and then it arrived in Toronto at like 7 a.m. or something. And then the next flight to Orlando leaves at like noon or whatever, right? Well, Toronto airport is awful. And we knew it would be bad, but we kind of underestimated, if that's the word, how awful it would be. So
Right.
So one of the things we did was we all packed the luggage that's big enough size that you can shove it above, so you don't have to check it. There was 4 of us, so we got 4 bags like that and 4 backpacks, because God only knows where your checked luggage is going to end up. And thankfully, the entire trip, they never forced us to check it, which was lucky because they can do that. Anyway, when we got to Toronto, we had to go on the US departures, and you had to stand in a room that was scorching hot. It's like the air
Yeah.
conditioning was broken or just not very good. We were already kind of overheating from just the temperature in general. And there was people in this lineup who were like elderly that were looked like they were going to fall over. There's a couple of kids were like sick,
Oh
um,
no.
like physically ill. There's in this lineup, there's no drinking fountain, and there's no restrooms. And technically, if you leave the line, you're not supposed to be able to get back in. But my son, who almost passed out,
Goodness.
he ended up leaving and coming back and not getting harassed by security. But it's like a third world airport. I can't even understand what the like. Why would they pack everybody into a room with no air conditioning? Anyway, it was awful. If you can avoid Toronto's airport, just avoid it.
This is not a good time to go to Toronto Pearson at
No,
all.
no, definitely
No.
not. Anyway, so we got there.
Okay.
We got
Yeah.
on our Uber. We went to Port Canaveral. And by the way, we researched this, and they have the shuttles and all that sort of stuff. But if you have 4 people in your party, a shuttle from the airport to your hotel in Port Canaveral rarely makes sense because they charge per person. And
Oh.
the Uber was like $90 or $100. So it's like $25 a person. And often those shuttles are $30 or $40 a person, right? So if you're going by yourself or you're going with a couple, you should definitely research shuttles versus Uber. But
Right.
if you're going with
Yeah.
four people or your family, then,
No.
then yeah, just get an Uber. So we did that. That was great. We got into Port Canaveral. So one of the reason we did the red eye was because we wanted to arrive the day before, but early the day before, so that
Right.
if chaos happened, even worse than it did, we wouldn't be scheduled to arrive the night before and then possibly be delayed and miss our
Right.
time, right? So we did end up getting in at like noon, uh, something like that, maybe 1 or 2 p.m. or something, and checked into our hotel in Port Canaveral. Of course, the temperature there is just stupid. I don't know how human beings live there. It's insane, and not only is it hot, but it's super humid, right?
Super humid.
So
Yes.
yeah,
I don't think it was. Maybe it was August. We went definitely a summertimey
did you?
kind of time.
Yeah, and you were probably a lot younger too, right?
Well, somewhat.
Yeah.
I was an adult, but
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Well, I'm an old man, and so
Paul is not an old man.
it was awful. I thought I was going to die. Like I actually thought. So one of the things we did was we got up the next, or we, no, it was that day. We thought, oh, well, there's a really cool manatee reserve down the road. It's only 10-minute walk.
Right.
So we foolishly decided to walk there. And I actually thought I was going to die. Like I really did.
I believe it.
Yeah, and thankfully they had a water fountain there. And of course we brought water and everything else, but it just, the water you bring with you, you guzzle in the first 5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Like I must have, like I never stopped drinking water the entire trip. I lost 20 pounds just drinking water on
I believe it.
that. Like no lie, I literally lost 20 pounds just from the heat.
I truly believe it.
Anyway, so that's terrible. But then we got on the cruise, and the cruise was pretty good. There was a couple little things. Like one of the things that I didn't like was that they do make you line up outside of the terminal. Thankfully, it was pretty quick. All they were doing was checking to make sure people brought the right documents and then letting them go in the building. So,
Okay.
but it was still probably about a half an hour in that lineup, which was uncomfortable and outside. And I was kind of like, why do we have to be standing outside when there's this giant building in front of us, right? So, so that was a little disappointing. But once we got in the building,
Uh-oh. You went silent.
sorry, we did all of our proper checks and everything else and got on the ship. And we still had to have a negative COVID test. I know a lot of the cruise lines have changed that now. And it's kind of a weird one. I'm pretty protective about the whole COVID thing, but when it's so prevalent and it's everywhere, it just becomes like a travel risk, right?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like what I'm gonna have to just cancel my travel because of this thing that's spreading everywhere. And so I kind of get where they're coming from. But anyway, that's a whole other story.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah, it's disappointing that our society has allowed this thing to happen, but it is what it is, I guess. Anyway,
but come on, let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah, so the first night on the cruise, we went, which everybody needs to do this. Go to the what is the name of it? What's the name of the spa called again? The whole spa area. I got it written down here somewhere. Oh, Solarium.
Oh, okay.
Right? So there's a solarium area. It's like adults or 16 plus or something. But there's a solarium cafe. And they're open for dinner on the first night of the cruise. Nobody knows this. So we went, and I had literally the best salmon I've ever eaten in my life. It was amazing. Yeah. So first night, and we were one of like, I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 other tables. And this is a pretty big area on the Wonder of the Seas. So Wonder of the Seas?
Cool.
Was it Wonder? What? Harmony? What was I on? I can't even remember. It was Harmony. I don't know what I was thinking. Wonder of the Seas. That's I've combined Disney somehow with Anyway, Harmony of the Seas.
Yes.
Definitely do that.
Cool.
Now, very important. They have changed my time dining now.
Oh.
So it used to be you could go anytime between 5 and 9.
Okay.
You show up, you're good to go.
Yes.
They've changed that now, so it's between 6:30 and 9, and you can't book a time or anything else. So if you like to eat relatively early, which we kind of do, we like to eat 5 or 6-ish, right? You have to wait till 6:30, and by the time 6:30 rolls around, there's a lineup.
Right.
Total chaos. And if you're into social distancing, forget it. And of course, most people don't wear masks and stuff too, right? So I would recommend people not get my time dining right now till they fix that, or confirm the times, because it's between 6:30 and 9. It's just not a big enough time window.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you usually get, Sarah, when you go? Do you normally get a time, or do you normally do a?
Well, I can't say normally. I have done both. I believe with my family we did a set time. I can't remember when my mom and sister and I went on a cruise together. And we did no set timing.
Yeah.
This time. I believe I can't exactly say what time it opened at, but it closed at 9.
Yeah. I think most cruise lines have the option too. I think Norwegian was the first one to do it, and they called it freestyle dining.
I think it was 5:30 the dining room opened at on the Holland America cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could just go you can go anytime. Is that true for everybody, or was there set times for some people?
There were set times. There were set times.
Yeah.
I can't remember specifically.
Can't remember which one you were. Right. Well, we like to do all the shows and everything at night, right? And so we don't want to eat late, because then you're going to miss the 6 o'clock show or whatever, right?
So we ran into that a number of times, and I mean me more specifically than him, because I prefer going out and doing things in the evening and watching the shows and things, and we always sort of ended up eating just at that wrong time for both of them.
Yeah.
Darn shame.
Yeah, you got to plan ahead. The other thing is on Harmony and all the big ships now with Royal Caribbean is on the app. When you get on the ship the first day, you can explore the ship. We did that, right? You can also get you have to do the muster thing, and it's all e-muster now, so you got to watch a video, and then you just show up, show them your card, and then they scan you and off you go.
Come by at some point during the day.
Yeah, and there's announcements constantly, because it's always like, Jill and Todd McLean, please come down. We cannot leave until you do so.
We had a big delay. I don't think it was about the muster, though. I think I always want to call them mustard. It kind of sounded like somebody's papers weren't. I don't know what it was, but somebody international problem at the cruise ship. Very
Oh, wow, that is high seas drama. The
Exactly.
my nephew thought it was a mustard drill, and he was so disappointed because he never got the jar of mustard at the end that we told him he would get. So anyway, yeah, so that's really good, but you have all this time, and the app's actually decent. It's not, I wouldn't say it's great, but I say it's very decent.
Right.
And you can book all of the shows and stuff for the week. So if you know where your shore excursions are, and you know what time you're gonna enter, all that stuff. So we went on and we booked all the ice shows and the dive show, and there was the big they had the big stage show called oh, what was it called now? It's called Grease. I'll tell you about Grease, because you know I'm not
that one with John Travolta.
I'm not really a big fan of Grease, but I got to tell you, some super talented people were in it, and it was a good show. I'd say it's a good show. It's just a shame that the plot was Grease.
I'm really struggling with the fact that you're not a fan of Grease.
Oh, so does my wife, who's like, she's even watched like Grease 2, you know.
Oh, okay, well, we won't talk about that.
No, nobody should really talk about either of them, to be honest. But anyway, so we booked all the times, and that was great. We're now platinum members because we've done enough nights, and so you expect big things with a name like Platinum, but on Royal Caribbean you don't get much with that loyalty program. They don't bring you strawberries with chocolate or anything like that. You got to be like way up there. You got to be like Emerald or Diamond Plus.
Okay, what's higher than Platinum? But yeah, okay.
Emerald, Diamond Plus, and then the Pinnacle is the last one.
Oh,
you got to spend like 2 years on a cruise ship to be Pinnacle. Maybe one day.
All ports.
Pinnacle. Anyway, so you're supposed to get robes that you're using in your room. We never got robes, so big sad about that. It might be a COVID thing, I don't know, but we never got robes. We actually asked the guy, hey, did we get robes? And he's like, and the room attendant was like, what do you need robes for? It was kind of a joke. It was great. He was a really funny guy. We're just like, well, we're supposed to get him. It's like, no, there's no room. He walks off. Like, oh, okay, that's cool. But he was a great room attendant anyway. But he was just kind of really funny. But the loyalty pin, you're supposed to get a loyalty pin that you can wear around and be like, look at me, I'm a platinum member. Those never arrived.
Everybody is.
Yeah, well, a lot, but those never arrived, and so we were big sad about that as well. So we actually went to customer service.
Yeah.
And we're like, yo, what's with the pin? I was ready for the big fight, right?
Got your fists
up. You don't get no pin. But no, they just gave us pins. They're like, cool, here you go. I don't even think they checked, because they just don't care. I mean, how rare are these pins, honestly?
When I go on a Caribbean cruise with Caribbean, I'm just gonna walk up to the desk and say, I was supposed to get a pin.
I would just walk up and be like, hey, where's my Diamond Plus pin? Or Pinnacle, just go straight for Pinnacle, right? Be like, I'm a Pinnacle member, I should get the pin.
I don't know, I think if you go to like the second highest rung, that's more believable.
Yeah, that's true. They probably keep the Pinnacle pins in like a vault.
I'd have
you gotta have like the secret code. They got 2 keys they gotta turn. Steam comes out. They're like, there it is, the Pinnacle pin just for you. Pinnacle. All right.
Did they pin it on you?
Social distancing. Anyways, so I have a CPAP machine, and I did request distilled water before the trip, which is a thing you could do. They also didn't get that message, but our very awesome room attendant brought it right away when I asked, so no problem at all. Perfect. Yeah, and if you order those coffee cards, which is a good deal, by the way, if you drink coffee every day, like you want to have an espresso or whatever, you have to go to the coffee shop to pick it up. They don't deliver that to your room either. So a lot of changes, big changes. I don't manage change well here, Sarah. I don't know.
Man, oh man.
Anyway,
tragic. I got coffee to my room every morning.
Did you?
Yeah.
You got room service coffee though, not espresso.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, not fancy coffee.
Some of those cruise ships actually give you free espresso. We were actually on a Carnival Alaska cruise, and it was like they had a machine. You just go push the buttons, you get espresso every day.
Oh, well, that is fancy.
That's fancy for Carnival, right? But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, coffee was good. Everything's good. We did have another issue where we had like the wrong people in the wrong rooms, and we thought, oh, this is going to be chaos. Like Justin and Catherine were in a room together, and I was in a room with Nate. We wanted to be like in the proper rooms because we didn't have a connecting door. So when we walked in, we'd have to like, anyway, it was going to be a big hassle. So I went down thinking, oh, this is going to be, and then they fixed it right away. It's just like, oh, boom, done. So nice. Super good service.
Lovely, like that.
Yeah, everything was great. And day one, perfect day at Coco Cay, which I got to tell you, Sarah, everybody should go there once.
Okay.
It was super hot because you're in the Bahamas, but it's not stupid Florida hot because you get breeze.
Well, then there's water.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's really all you need to cool down.
Yeah, a little bit of water, and you could what's great about the Bahamas and what I missed from the last time we went is all the sand is coral. So you go and walk on the beach, it's like you're walking on a massage. And then you walk out into the water and it's like a water massage. You can literally just take steps in the water and it's like a massage on your feet. Yeah, it's so nice. And they had great big swimming pool there, which Catherine and I hung out in our fancy shirt. The food was really good, like really good, surprisingly good.
Nice.
Because I was thinking, okay, it's beach day, it's gonna be hot dogs and garbage, and they had like burgers and stuff, but they had like a great salad bar and a great taco bar, and ate like a king. All sorts of fresh fruit. It was great, and it's all included. It's all included with the price. You don't have to pay extra for it. I think there is specialty restaurants you can go to, and there's all sorts of things you can buy there. They'll try to sell you everything. My son and my nephew went off and bought the water slide pass, and they rode the water slides all day, which was super fun. But
I was going to ask you if you went down the giant water slide there.
The tallest water slide in North America?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, no.
Why not, Paul?
But my son did. And I didn't do the zip line, and I think the hot air balloon was closed that day. So yeah, so we didn't do that. But you know what? That's what we did. We sat on the beach, and then we sat in the pool, and we took there's like little cars, like little I don't know what you call them, like the little cars with all the people movers on them. It's like 10, they call those trams, like little tram cars.
Okay. Yeah.
You get on, but they're not on. They just go on roads.
Rails. Yeah.
There's no rails or anything, right? So yeah, you get on there and you can ride around the whole island. They'll just take you around all the different places. And, oh, look at that! So we did that. We saw all the things. We're like, hey, look, it's North America's tallest water slide. Let's not go. And then we did.
Catherine's not a thrill seeker then?
No, neither of us ever really have been, but certainly when we were younger, we used to do things like that, and we had Disney rides coming up and stuff. But even when we went to Vegas, we went up to the stratosphere, the giant thing, and they have the rides at the top, and both of us looked at each other, we're like, I'm not going on any of this crap. Forget it. Not really, not our thing. Anyway, so that was great. We had an awesome sea day. Breakfast buffet is still not like it's fine, but it's like, other than the omelet, there was lots of stuff, but there are very few veggie options, which I like. I'm one of those weirdos that likes vegetables in the morning. So and there just really wasn't much of anything. Everything was eggs and meat, and more eggs and meat and carbs and all the things that I generally don't eat very much of.
Fruit? Was there at least?
Yeah, there's a little bit of fruit, but the variety was kind of lame and repetitive, unfortunately.
Which is a shame for the Caribbean area.
Yeah, I mean it was fine. It's just like a lot of melon, a little half a strawberry, and then a wedge of pineapple, and a couple of grapes, you know, in your fruit cup.
Uh,
And that's great. But like the next day, the same thing, and the next day, the same thing, the next day. Same. So it's
yeah.
the variety was a little lacking on breakfast. I gotta say, lunches and dinners, the selection was pretty good actually. We only had dinner in the buffet once, and it was really good. There was a lot of really great options. So, but the Solarium Cafe has an amazing buffet option too, which you should definitely check out. They do buffets for lunch and stuff as well. So
Excellent to know.
yeah, and we went and saw both ice shows. 1887, A Journey in Time, which
Ooh,
I got to tell you is the best ice show I've ever seen in my life. We
wow.
we also went and saw the dive show, and I can't remember what the dive show was called, but it was amazing. And like,
Cool.
so they've taken this whole concept. So what's weird about it, right, is they've taken this whole concept of creating a dive show.
Wait,
that-
I don't. Okay, you're gonna have to explain this because I don't understand
this is
what a
this
dive
is
show
this is it. What's a dive show? Like they've literally made up a category of entertainment. So they have a pool, and there's divers that dive into the pool, and that's cool. But then they set it to music and lights and dance.
Okay.
There's dancers, and there's
Yeah.
acrobats now that like
Oh wow.
get around in the air, and
Do all the
Sarah, it's
things.
amazing. And you're sitting there watching, you're like, I can't watch the show anywhere else on the planet
Right.
except on this particular cruise ship, this particular class of Royal Caribbean cruise ships. Like they literally
Right.
invented a class of entertainment, and that's super cool. So
It is cool. I mean, yeah, you're very unlikely to go to a pool to watch a
yeah,
diving show.
yeah, you watch a
Unless it's a dive
competition.
competition,
Yeah, that's right.
like
Yeah,
the Olympics.
yeah, exactly. Anyway, it was amazing. The ice show is amazing. They have special effects and all sorts of great stuff. You know, the props that integrate with the ice and stuff.
Wow.
It's so amazing. Greece, the actors were amazing, the singers were amazing, the dancing was brilliant, the sets were like perfect. Everything, like all the backstage stuff, which we think about, right, was all brilliantly done.
Wow.
Brilliantly done. And they have like trapdoors on the stage and spiral staircases down, and you know, cross and stuff, like all that sort of stuff. Our local theater doesn't have. They drive the car out, which is super neat, right? So other than being like a totally hedonistic and narcissistic plot, it was a good show. So
nice.
Yeah, and yeah, that's all I gotta really say. There's it was just such a great show. We went to Izumi for sushi one afternoon for lunch, and that was brilliant. That's a specialty restaurant. We bought like a well, funny enough, I bought the sushi slash sake pairing.
Okay.
Not realizing exactly what I had done, because Catherine is only one of the four of us that actually drinks. so we all got lots of sushi, so it was really good. And yeah, everything was great. I gotta say, the one breakfast experience though that's kind of lame is we went to get eggs Benedict in the restaurant because you can't get in the buffet. We went to the restaurant for breakfast and we ordered eggs Benedict, and it came, and it was the least inspired eggs Benedict I've ever had in my life. Like it was like they took the package of the and added some hot water and maybe forgot to add butter or whatever else they put in. No spices, just like this bland yellowish sauce on your eggs. That was disappointing, but
I can imagine. Yeah.
I still ate it because I was hungry.
Yes.
Wasn't so bad that I could eat it.
I have a question about the sushi.
Yeah.
Because on the last cruise you went on, you had the sushi restaurant as well, and it was not good.
Yeah.
So this
what was the problem with that one was when there was almost no gluten-free options.
Right.
This one, every course they did had a gluten-free option.
Oh.
So there was other people there that were gluten-free, so they just made a variation of it. And actually the drink, like they had a sake drink, and there was a non-alcoholic version of that drink that they gave everybody.
Nice.
Just sugary something, right? But it was really delicious. So I gotta say, Harmony of the Seas.
Two
Check
thumbs
it
up.
out. Go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay if you can. It's worth going once, and honestly, I'll probably go back if I get the chance. So, we should talk about the shore excursions next episode.
Oh, okay.
And,
Can't wait.
Yeah, and other than that, it's great to catch up.
It is. I'm excited to hear more.
Yeah.
And yeah, this has been fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Sarah, and thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you.
And we'll see everybody next time on Cruise Nerds.
Cruise Nerds!
Woo! Take care.